Hi, this video is to help you do exercise 1-13. Be sure to read the instructions here uh, in addition to watching this video. First, go ahead and download the DWF. At the bottom, select the up arrow and choose Open. If you've already installed Design Review, this should work as you see me doing it. Here's an isometric. You've got a top view, a front view, and a right view grid. The grid here matches the grid here. Notice that in plan view, we want to just look at it from the top. Now, in the top view, any plane that's vertical is not going to show its shape. All four edges of that plane are going to be a single line. You have tools here to measure length instead of counting the grids. Counting the grids might be a little difficult. But let's say if I wanted to know the distance from here to there, it tells me it's 15 feet. And those dimensions will stay, and you can delete them when you don't need them anymore. Notice the markers here, A and B. Do not use the rectangle or the connected polyline tool for this exercise because you'll probably end up erasing more than you need to. Start instead with the line tool. Make sure set it to color blue and to a 1.5. And go ahead and draw. You're just sketching. So let's see. Let's start with a solid line type. So pick from the top, solid line type, and just go ahead and sketch. And I don't know if you can see it, but try to line up where the B is and then go down a couple past. Go from the B over to where the grid lines up with A, and then come on down. This building is basically a rectangle, and then somewhere in the middle here it's going to pop out and go. We're not sure exactly where it is. I'm going to have to double check once I measure. So let's try to measure the distance from B, or from here to there. That's probably easier. Go ahead and measure from there to there. It says 12. So let's make sure we did it 12 from here to there. Yeah, we did. It's a little bit off, so let's just move it over so it's on the grid. So you can move the line once you draw it, and you can change the distance of the endpoints. So I'm not really going to be that picky here for this exercise. I just want to make sure you've done it. Now this plane actually goes all the way across, and you can see there are edges that are seen from above, and that edge is going to go right on through to the front. Now part of this sticks out in front of this line here. I drew this line from here to there, but it also poops out like that. So let's go ahead and measure from there over 15 feet roughly. There we go. Something in that neighborhood. And so we can start sketching, going out three grids, and then back across 8, and then back here. Try to stay on the grid. So that's 4 to the center plus 4 there. Now I'm going to have a ridge going back some distance here. I don't know exactly where it's going to be. And they're going to be connectors, as you can see when you back up. This line, and this line are going to shown here. So, but I've also got this line which goes through. It shouldn't really be there. So go ahead and take that line back, and you just, oops, wrong tool. Pick. So that's maybe the top view. Hopefully, the exact location of this point might be in question, so we can change that by moving it up or down later. Draw the ground line in the front view, a couple of grids past B, and you can zoom in. You can't really zoom in or out while you're drawing. Select the object and then manipulate it, and then go up some distance I don't know exactly how far to go up, but I'm just going to start sketching and not worry about the exact distance. So we know there's a ridge, we know there's a line here, 3 grids below that ridge. I think it's better for you just to sketch without worrying about exact sizes, and then go ahead and get them to the right height. Now, let's go ahead. We know that the height here is what? Looks like 10 feet. So let's go ahead and draw a line for the E somewhere in here. I don't know exactly where that's going to be. Let's measure it. 10 feet. There it is. So I need to move that up to there. See how easy that is? And then I need to get the overall height from there down to where that is. It looks like 17 feet. Notice I'm on the baseline and on the line that comes down from that. So go ahead and measure here and make sure I've got a total height of 17 feet. It looks like it's about a foot short, so let's move this line up a foot. Let's move that line up a foot and lengthen these 2 lines. And sketch the other lines in. So I need a line from there. Pressing the Shift key will get you a straight line. Leaving the Shift key off will allow you to draw slope lines. Now, just like in the top view, I need to go ahead and shorten that and add another line here. The height here is 2 grids below, so I need to make sure I'm 2 grids below here. And then I need to draw another line 2 grids below the eave. You do the same thing on the right. Go ahead and draw the baseline in. Go up and use the front view to determine the height you need. Somewhere in here I've got to have the ridge. I've got to connect this, and I'm going to connect this a little differently to here to get that. Oops. Wrong markup. Don't add lines, just stretch lines. And then we're going to have to add another one somewhere in here. And then again, get rid of that, drag that down, and add another one in here. It's okay if lines go a little bit past where they're supposed to go. They shouldn't stop short. But again, I'm being too finicky for something that's going to be marked up for a drafter to finish up. This is for sketching, but again, you want to be close. I hope this helps. Before you finish and save, just go ahead and get rid of the extra dimensions you may have added. And then just push the save and then upload the saved copy. If you wanted to label your work, just go ahead and use the text, and you can just put your name in here somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Probably better to make that blue so that my markups back to you will be in red.